in the world is happening with King County real estate? Whoa! Are you ready for this? Because this is good. All right, so supply and demand last 2 years. We're going to look at a bunch of stuff. Last 2 years, supply and demand. Green is the supply, blue is the demand. And it is as I thought it would be. We are in an inventory expansion. You don't really get how big of an inventory expansion we're in yet, but April was as big as May last year. That's what you want to know. That April, the same number of houses came on in April as in May last year, which would, by all indications, mean May is going to be bigger than that. Which means May is going to have more listings than any month in the last 2 years. Okay? Last May was the most listings in the prior 2 years. This April. So we're getting sooner. This is really interesting. Now, buyers, roughly the same as last April, right? So last April had 2,633. This April has, come on, buddy, 2,579. So super close, right? So more listings, less buyers, prices come down. Supply and demand. Or they certainly don't go up. Okay. Now, watch this little bit of information. Let's go back. Let's go in the Wayback Machine. Let's go 10 years back. 10 years. Oh, coughing up a lung here. I got some allergy stuff going on. All right, watch this. When the little mice in the computer, on their little wheel. There we go. There's the internet. Okay. So what you've got here, let's just go back in time. So here we are right now. Up here, same as last year. Okay. Boom, boom. Then last 2 years, you've got the incredible increase in interest rates from 2% to 6%, 2% to 7%, right? So buyers were like, we're not buying, we can't buy. And sellers are like, well, they're not selling to move to a house we're going to pay 3 times as much, which is the lock-in effect we talk about all the time. So buyers, and that buyer situation has maintained at the same level over the last 3 years. So while this year has more sellers, it doesn't have more buyers. Pretty interesting. Okay, so now let's go back. You got the pandemic. This is the pandemic, the amount of inventory in the pandemic. Now, buyers, and this is all pre-pandemic here, 2019 and before, and you can see more and more people had been selling monthly, right? In a pre-pandemic April, 4,854 homes pre-pandemic. This April, we got to 4,651. We're at pre-pandemic levels. What? We're at pre-pandemic levels of sellers, and we are at post-interest rate lock-in of buyers. That's interesting. That is going to put a cap on the prices in Seattle. King County for sure. We'll get to the other counties in a minute, but that's going to cap the prices. And I would suspect that you're going to see more and more seller concessions as the summer goes on, because you got a situation where there's going to be more and more competition and more and more inventory with less buyers. I mean, less buyers historically. There'll probably be, buyers if we go back to the trends where you can see it a little more clearly. Boop. You can see the buyers do go up. There's more buyers in the previous month. It's just not more buyers than previous years. So we're heading to the peak of inventory. May, maybe June will be higher yet. May or June are generally historically the highest months of the year. So last year was May. The year before, I think it was June. Yeah. So May or June are usually the highest inventory months. I would be shocked if April was somehow the highest inventory month. I think May is going to be higher than April. And I don't see the world in which buyers come flooding into the market at this point. So if you're selling in King County, you got to be really, really, really conservative with your pricing. You just do. This is telling a story. And if you're buying, you should have your pick of the litter. You should be able to demand concessions from anyone who is at half motivated to sell, because there's going to be more competition, more houses to choose from in May. than there was in April. So you find anything that's on the market, you should be able to negotiate. Anyway, that's the market update for King County. I thought that was super interesting. Let me know what your questions are. That's what I'm here for. Aaron Hendon with Christine Company over at EXP. Party on Wayne. See you next month.